Everyone knows the Steam Deck is portable, but what does that actually get you in the real world? I mean, it's not like it's a Game Boy where I can just slip it into my pocket, take it to school, play it whenever. This thing is way too big to actually fit in your pocket. So what does that portability give you? For the first few weeks that I had my Steam Deck, I was like, yay, it's portable. And then I only sat in my living room and I only ever played in my living room. I basically didn't leave the living room. Although sometimes I did play at my desk, which at that point I should probably just be playing on my computer. I don't know, but anyway, the portability was a feature, but it wasn't a feature that I actually used. But then I had a small breakthrough. My girlfriend had to go get some blood work done and I had to drive her because they didn't want her to drive home after she got her blood drawn, whatever, it doesn't matter. But I took the Steam Deck to the waiting room where I had to wait for maybe an hour or an hour and a half. And I ended up putting my headphones in and playing Elden Ring in the waiting room at the blood drawing center. And I've never done that before. Usually I'll just play on my phone and then the hour will feel like an hour and it'll be a little bit boring for an hour. But this time, I would have waited there all day. I had no problem at all waiting. It was actually fun. You immediately get lost in the world. I mean, if you're playing a good game, and Elden Ring is definitely a good game. And I had a great time. Not only did I not mind being in the waiting room, but I was actually enjoying it to the point where when she came out and then we had to leave, I was like, oh, bummer. I kind of wanted to keep playing. So that's one big thing that portability has given me, is that now waiting rooms aren't waiting rooms. They're now gaming rooms or fun rooms or whatever you want to call them, but it's a great time. And I feel like giving you that part of your life back, where before it was kind of wasted time and now it's enjoyable time, that's pretty huge. And the next time the portability really came in handy for me, and this is a real life situation, this happened, and this is where I was like, wow, the Steam Deck is even better than I thought, quite a bit better, was we wanted to play this game Crawl. Me and my friends have been playing it. It's like a little 8-bit, little arcade game kinda. It's super fun, but it's a party game. So you play 4-player, whatever. I've taken consoles over to people's houses before. You sling it in a backpack, you grab the controllers, you grab the power supply, all that. And you can do it, but I don't really think of a console like a PlayStation or an Xbox. I don't think of them as portable. But the Steam Deck, because of how you use it, it feels more portable than it is. Even though, if we're being real here, if you put the Steam Deck in the case, it's not that much smaller than like a PlayStation or an Xbox. It's smaller for sure, but it's not that much smaller. It's more the mental thing of how you feel about it being portable because you can carry it around with you. But anyway, I took it over to my buddy's house and all I brought was a PlayStation 4 controller that I have for my PlayStation. And then he had a Nintendo Switch Pro controller and an Xbox controller. And then we used all 4 of the controllers. So the Steam Deck itself as a controller, a PlayStation 4 controller, an Xbox controller, and a Nintendo Pro controller. And they all worked totally great. We paired them. And so we're playing 4-player Crawl using all these different remotes on his TV because he already had an HDMI cord, and it worked great. And I think that's one of those things I didn't expect to be taking over a console, the Steam Deck, to a buddy's house. I used to do that when I was younger, but I just don't really do it anymore. But because it's so portable, you can actually bring it over. And then we ended up playing Nazi Zombies. You can play split screen Nazi Zombies. It was on Call of Duty Black Ops 3. And that's another thing I never expected to do again, but it's tons of fun. So I think it's one of those, in theory, yes, of course, you could take your PlayStation over to your friend's house, but there's a good chance you're not gonna do it just because you get all the cables set up and you get it mounted in your home theater system or whatever. But because the Steam Deck is mobile by nature, it's really, really cool. And then the other thing is, I don't know if you can do this on a Switch. It seemed like maybe you could do a workaround, but it was gonna be tough. But pairing an Xbox, a PlayStation, and a Switch controller to any other console, like the Switch or like a PlayStation, I don't know if you can do it. Maybe you can, let me know if you can. I did a little Googling on the Switch and it seemed like you could, but it was gonna be tough. But on the Steam Deck, everything just works just like you think it would. You press the pair button or whatever, however the controller pairs, and it just works. And so it was kind of surreal to be playing on all different controllers from all different consoles and just to be playing on this little Steam Deck plugged up to a TV, but everyone's having a great time. So yeah, I didn't think the portability was gonna be that useful. I was planning on just using the Steam Deck in my living room. And don't get me wrong, it's totally great as a living room kind of half console device. But I think it really shines when you start leaving the house and taking it out with you and going to waiting rooms. And I haven't had the opportunity to fly with it yet, but I'm really excited for that. and then taking it to your friend's house so you can play whatever games that they don't have, or they don't have a console, or whatever it is. It's super easy. You just grab the Steam Deck, you grab probably a power cable depending on how long you're gonna want to play for, because the Steam Deck doesn't last that long usually. Oh, and you probably need some sort of an adapter unless your TV takes USB Type-C. I got this adapter like 4 or 5 years ago for my iPad, and I've still been using it. It works totally great. And then it also allows you to charge while you're using the HDMI port, and then maybe an HDMI cord if they don't have one, but a lot of people have HDMI cords laying around. And then you just roll, and then it's totally great. So those are 2 ways that I've been using my Steam Deck that I didn't think were gonna be that great, or I didn't think I would even do. But now that I have it, I've been doing them regularly, and it is seriously awesome. It was one of those, you don't know you're missing it until you have it, and now I never want to not have it because it's just great. All right, that's going to do it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.